Enhance can be purchased at City Gate Bar, the CDC opposite the market, Dexter's Car Wash on Chaussee Road, Plants Place on the Denry Highway, Arlet Supermarket in Soufrière, the Release Stress Bar on the Labrie Highway, and Cool Joint Bar in Victoria, Choiseul.
You can get your Enhance at Prio's Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Gurzile Bus Stop. Prio's Bar and Grill in Corinth, Gurzile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the last show for this year 2021 of Can I Help You? I'm your host, Richard Frederick. In with me is my student, Charmaine Caesar. Good night, Charmaine.
Good night, boss. Good night, St. Lucia.
How are you, Charmaine?
Fine, thank you.
All right. Folks, you know, I felt the compunction to have at least appeared on set to wish everyone across the length and breadth of this country and those who share St. Lucian parentage, relationship, whatever, that I felt that I should come see a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2021. I shall do so in due course, but I believe what ought to precede that is, again, to debunk two lies of Alan Shastney. You know, I understand that at some point in everyone's life, he or she may have to tell a lie. But I just don't understand how Alan Shastney believes he can make it by telling lies and lies alone. I listened to this man, and two of the lies I want to debunk are, one, he said he lost the elections because of Black Lives Matter. Can you imagine? Alan Shastney opening his mouth. The same people whom he told colonialism has a conscience, he's now saying he lost the elections because of Black Lives Matter. The other one, Shastney has the audacity, the gall, the wherewithal, the gonads to say that them now in opposition used to buy toys for all children in this country, distribute them in every constituency, and this year the Labour Party government has not done the same. Imagine, folks, we are coming to you live from Club Red in town, popularly known as Dax Bar. That's where we are. We are doing it right here. It's the festive season, and we felt we should be surrounded by a festive environment. Charmaine, before I begin the onslaught or to dismantle those lies, what do you think about the Prime Minister saying that he lost the elections because of Black Lives Matter? What do you think of that?
That is totally absurd in my view of things. It just shows you the way this man thinks, and simply thinking that he could just say anything and people will just fall for it. But if you look around you and you have listened to your humble servant over the last 9 years, a lot of things have unfolded, and so you know that people came out to vote because they wanted change. They wanted significant change in their lives, and it had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Of course, I will leave that to you to continue from there, but of course, I urge you not to follow through with listening to all this rhetoric. It is like the Honorable Richard Frederick has just said, it is the festive season, and so we need to debunk some of those lies. But as well, we also here to wish you good cheer. So I hand you over to my great teacher.
You know, Of course, Shasni, Black Lives Matter. Your white life matters as well. All lives matter. All, A-L-L. But you believe that because you have less melanin in your skin, that you found yourself superior to all of us. And you jump on Black Lives Matter as the reason for losing the elections. But Shasne, I want to jog your memory a bit. Were you not the same one who referred to those solution people as jackasses? Were you not the same one who referred to them as mendicants? Were you not the same one who referred to them as
to all this rhetoric?
Dogs? Today, you've forgotten you told them colonialism had a conscience. So much so that your father named his building in which you, as Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, caused 5 offices to be rented from your father. Colonial house. So put the slaves back in the slave house. You forget all of this, but say Black Lives Matter caused you to lose the elections. You took $24 million of our money and waived it for a hotelier. That didn't impact on the minds of the people. You took $32 million and gave to Lockerbie to tell us where to plant grass. And then tell us that's why you lost the elections. You took $11 million, Shasne, and you acquired land to facilitate T.O.R. King for the restaurant. Named his building in which you take $13 million as Prime Minister and Minister of Finance built a bypass road. Caused that 5 offices to be rented from your father. You are the only Prime Minister in the whole world. So put the slaves back in the slave house. On taxpayers' money. You forget all of this. Condition plane. But say Black Lives Matter caused you to lose taxpayers' money and built a bypass road. That didn't affect the election. Shasne, you are the only Prime Minister in the whole world that brought horses on taxpayers' money in an air-conditioned plane. You what you are. You think we would have forgotten? Ukamene zani mo. Ado plane ki air-conditioned. Kakute $1 million. And then let nous pas jouer manger pour manger. But you tell us it's Black Lives Matter that caused you to lose the election. $7.3 million of our money. Gave it to a company that your brother-in-law was involved with. And then talk about Black Lives Matter. Just the last thing you did, you took $7.3 million of our money. He had never gave it to a company that your brother-in-law was involved. You gave him our taxpayers' money in cement importation, rock hard cement. We never get one vaccine. Give them $7.3 million. He had never ever imported not a pinch of any pharmaceutical supply. You gave him our taxpayers' money for vaccines. We never get one vaccine, and you have the audacity to open your mouth and to say we're lucky we get $2.6 million back. And then say it's Black Lives Matter that cost you the elections. You better take him as chairwoman. Shasne, let me tell you this. Will be chairman of nothing. The only chairman I will leave you to Anthony Bristol because you went on your D. They don't want to see you, Shasne. They don't want to see you. You want that guy as chairman. You better take him as chairwoman. You think the people don't recognize? Because guy will be chairman of nothing. The only chairman guy will be if you take guy and you put him in a bottle and you put him on a chairman reserve. That's the only thing he can be. Not chairman of any political party. I'm sorry. You think the people don't recognize recognize octopuses when they see them? How can you think St. Lucians are blind?
Anthony Bristol is
Google
making his
plead
rounds
when that's
already
octopus.
because your path
What they
no
call it,
Shasney.
Shatu.
So it's not Black Lives
you know what,
Matter that
Shatu?
caused you to lose the elections.
You know,
it's a
you want him as
myriad of
chairman?
problems.
They would not have
It's
it.
a myriad of
They would
problems.
not have it.
You took
And
our
trust
economy
me,
from doing the
Anthony
best.
Bristol is
thing
making his runs already because you have no Shasney.
Left it at
So
the
it's
worst.
not Black Lives Matter that caused you
what they call
to lose the elections. It's a myriad of problems.
Ask your
It's
father
a
about
myriad
that
of
if he
problems.
acquainted
You
himself
took
with
our
the party
economy
because
from doing the
this
best
is
in
not-
the
up to now,
OECS,
you can't
left it
say
at the
simply
worst.
Mama Isa
Left it
Lucy.
at the worst.
Mama Isa Lucy.
You know
You're not
what they
one
call
of us, no.
AAD2.
You're not one of us. You know, it was really, really
AAD2. Ask your
pleasing.
father about that if he acquainted
When
himself
our Prime
with the
Minister
patwa
at
because
lunch
the
yesterday
Pizotla, up to now, you can say simply see.
members of cabinet,
Mama Isa Lucy.
how many of you
Mama
have
Isa
played
Lucy. You're not one of us, bro.
And there was not
You're not one of us.
single hand
It
raised.
was really, really pleasing.
Not one single hand was raised.
When our
You
Prime
know what that
Minister
means?
at lunch
It meant
yesterday
that cabinet now
asked
is a
members of
formation
cabinet,
and combination
how many of you all play golf?
of the children of poor people
And there
of
was
this
not
country,
one
indigenous
single
to
hand
this
raised.
country. Tell us
Not
about
one
marbles
single
and
hand was
draft and
raised. You know what
rules.
that means?
We would play
It
that.
meant that cabinet now
Yes, Major golf.
is a and combination
aristocracy
of the children of
took us
poor people
by
of
the
this
throat.
country.
That
Indigenous.
hand of manipulation is now gone. And guess what? We have given the average poor St. Lucian the aspiration and inspiration to seek to occupy the higher echelons of society. So, you, Shasney, I always knew, and I had warned St. Lucians, right now we are under a lot of pressure because of the deprivation the average person went through. But Mweteja warns out. Mweteja warns out that a combination of Guy Joseph and Alan Shasney, Kai Sheshe Treasurer, and so said, so done. We are in difficulty. It is difficult times for us now. But I can tell you, with the level-headed Philip J. Pierre, we will soon see St. Lucia aiming for higher heights, and we will get there because we have a cabinet that understands the plight of poor people. So Pavin Dimun, because of Black Lives Matter, so your white life don't matter, all lives matter. All lives matter. Because your white life matters so much, you took your children and sent them to school in Canada. But I was staying right here to be educated. Okay? So stop with the foolishness. And I'm telling you this, I don't know if you're a leader of Flabo. You were not here. You came after over 100 days in total hibernation. First thing you're talking about is firing Stephenson King. You don't see you are on. I mean, Shasney, you know, I know you are unintelligent. You are an automatic or intelligent gogo. You know, you have a mixed degree in whatever you have it. I don't know which institution could have bestowed that on you if they ever did. But Stephenson King fired you all so long ago. Ukapala about let's get rid of Stephenson King. You know, you don't get it. You don't get it. Stephenson Kito Pahodi. He had my lot moon. Actual Mogadi will say, about Kuyo. Imbecile. Too stupid, man. How you became prime minister, I don't know. How you became prime minister, I don't know. And I must say it reflects on us. But no longer will St. Lucians remain as stupid as you thought they will. They are owning up to their responsibility of electing and to continue to elect an intelligent government and one that cares about the people. The other thing I heard Shasney say, that when he was in opposition, he was buying toys and give to every district representative. Alan Shasney, that's the same way you said, how many islands you build in? 26. You build in 26 islands. VG will become an island. The airport will have 700 private jets. Shasney, stop the lies. Stop it. You need to stop that. You are known, you are renowned internationally and otherwise as being a reputed liar. Stop it. Stop it. Toys. You know, folks, let me say this. I have been in government. This is my fourth term as a parliamentarian. No government has ever given me toys to give away. I have always secured toys on my own, which sometimes would have been bolstered by the Taiwanese embassy, whom we had friendly relations with. This year, the government did not buy any toys. The government procured no toys. I have no toys. But Alan Shastney would open his lying mouth, and say that we had toys, we gave everybody toys, we didn't give him. You know, we had the books and school supplies program. Philip J. Pierre opened his mouth and said, I am not treating them like they treated me. I will give them an allocation. He gave an allocation to both Shastney and, what's the other one's name? What's his name? Bradley.
Felix.
Bradley, I mean, you seem to have gone into total oblivion that I'm forgetting your name, sadly. He gave both Bradley and Shastney. Then there was the cleanup program. He made an allocation to both Bradley and Shastney. In fact, for the school supplies program, Shastney took his money and rather than buying shoes and books and uniform as all of us did, he bought laptops, and then he said, I'm the only one who bought laptops for my kids, with an allocation given to him by the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party. There was a cleanup, an allocation for Shastney and Bradley. There were infrastructural works, an allocation for Shastney and Bradley. Yet, for the 5 years Shastney was Prime Minister, I challenge him to tell me one project or one donation, one allocation he made accessible to the opposition members. Tell me one, Shastney. Papa Mate. Tell me one allocation you made for any of those opposition members then. Nothing at all. But you will open your mouth and you will see that we had toys. But you know what, folks? I got this from Monday. She posted a letter to Alan Shastney. And I will read the letter. I will first read what Shastney wrote in his lying face. Folks, if there is a Nobel Prize for lying, Alan Shastney will win it every year. And what he said, we have the most Nobel laureate per capita per GDP. Well, we have the most liars per capita per GDP per population per whatever in the world. Alan Shastney, 20 times. The man is an example of whom you don't want your children to be like in terms of telling the truth. Hear what Alan Shastney said. Every year for Christmas, regardless of which political parties in office, toys are distributed from the government to each parliamentary representative, regardless of which political party they are affiliated with. Shastney, that is a lie. Shastney, you lie. Did you give opposition members toys for the last 5 Christmas that passed? Did you? You didn't. That is a lie. I was in government, I never got. You lie. Good. He went on. This year, as expected, the opposition was not afforded this courtesy. Thankfully, I had already taken some time off to personally purchase 500 toys. Wait. Shasne, 500 to sell wash day. Wait about day. Guy couldn't make you get 5 million toys. You know, you're gonna get a lot more, you know, because there is plenty there. There is a lot there, so you could get more. Only 500 you buy? Yes, yeah. So anyhow, he said he purchased 500 toys for the 2 constituencies. My wife, Raquel, and I wanted to ensure not only that we gave quality, Aviti. There's no need cherry. Who need cherry? But anyway, Monday Lewis responded in a factual manner. And she wrote this. Dear leader of the opposition, I will give you the benefit of the doubt and offer you that you do not recall. Now, Monday is not as blatant as me. Monday is like Andre Paul. Andre Paul told me, boldface, even if you know that the Prime Minister said something that is not true, because 2 minutes earlier he told you something different, don't call him a liar. Tell him, Mr. Prime Minister, it's not true, okay? Yeah. But brother, mandabusa, sakwe papa, mate. Good. She goes ahead like this. I will give you the benefit of the doubt and offer you that you did not recall, Shasnipa Ashohi, spending all the CDP allocation by June 2021. Let me just explain what that is to the people of this country. Folks, every year, the Taiwanese embassy gives the government of St. Lucia about 12 million US, roughly $30 million, not for capital projects, but for constituency projects. So that each representative in his constituency may get an allocation of $2 million to do stuff within the periphery of his constituency that does not amount to a capital project. So I see a drain, I want to do it. I see a little bridge there, I want to do it. I see a footpath, I don't have to go to central government because my allocation comes from the CDP. You all will not believe. Now the CDP does not run the same way with our budget. Our budget cycle is April 1st to March 31st. The Taiwanese gives us money on a calendar year. So from January to December. Shasne's government collected the monies in January. By June 26, 2021, they had spent each and every cent that was meant to have lasted the year in every constituency. But si sa pa akopone anglais na idea patwa. L'argent Taiwanese la ka ban nou pou dépasser a pou whole l'année à toutes ces constituencies là. Chasne dépasser, Chasne gouvernement dépasser tout l'argent avant 26 juillet et qui n'a pas dépassé dessous à constituency c'est opposition. So when we came in, I said, Mr. Prime Minister, what's left of the CDP? He said, Mr. Minister, you will not even believe it. There was nothing left. In fact, you all will not even believe that when we got in June, the fellas had overspent the money so much that there were contractors who had not been paid. So let me read Monday's reply that puts everything into context. She tells Shasti, I will give you the benefit of the doubt and offer you that you do not recall spending all and going over the CDP budget by June 2021. This new administration is in receipt of invoices in excess of $4 million with no budgetary allocation to pay the contractors which you hired, knowing that you had exceeded the budget. As you would know, the CDP allocation is what is usually used to purchase Christmas toys, But thanks to you, Alan, Papa, Mate, Michael Chastney, this was not possible this year because parliamentarians and ministers would have had to purchase their own toys for distribution within the various constituency. The office of the Prime Minister, as is customary, will be distributing toys to special needs learning institutions to give to the students. A simple inquiry or introspection would have saved you from this misleading post. So Shasta is saying that government always give toys. One, that is not true. Secondly, they had spent all the monies that was allocated under the Taiwanese program. By June, toute l'argent était déjà dépassé, and we were left penniless. Folks, we'll go for our first break. When we come back, Sister Charmaine, I will come back on, but for a short while, to wish loads of people a happy Christmas, a Merry Christmas, a fun-filled Christmas, and a prosperous and blessed New Year. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Once again, good night, ladies and gentlemen. As we continue with our program, I'd just like to touch on some of the points that was made earlier. Going through the last week, there was so much talk about certain things that have occurred. One of those being the point that the Honorable spoke about in reference to the toys. And having been with the Honorable from 2006 to present day, I know for certain that that is indeed a lie. But these are not the most important issues when we refer to things such as toys, because in the last 4 months, this government has worked assiduously to ensure that the most pertinent things or the most important things have been made important to touch the lives of St. Lucians. For example, the school supply and book program, the CXC English and math payments. These are the things that are most important to us. And this is what makes us understand that this is a government that actually puts the people first. Of course, 4 months is a short time, but this government has accomplished quite a bit, especially when it comes to touching the lives of people. I sometimes try not to emphasize on just looking at the representative of Castries Central, but I must say that indeed it is a pleasure to be associated with a team that is a driving force, a team that makes sure that the needs of people are placed first. The CCC, the members of the constituency branch and so on have worked extremely hard to ensure that we try to make a difference and to try to make life a lot easier. For the past week, or as of 13th December, we saw the virtual Festival of Lights. During the COVID period, we as a people were left without some of our traditional activities. And I must commend the CCC, the mayor, the attaché to the minister, Dax Norville, my brother head, Timothy James, and all of the people who worked extremely hard to ensure that that night became fruitful. And sitting back home and watching this virtual show, I wish that I'd actually gone to the roadside to be part of it, because it was indeed one hell of a show, I must say. And a lot of people, encountering people in the streets the next day, a lot of people were more than excited and happy that this government had actually pulled through and ensured that Christmas was felt despite the challenges of COVID and despite the challenges that we face with an empty treasury. Of course, we look at areas such as the challenges of beautification and cleaning up the city. There's not the city and St. Lucia in general. There was not enough to go around, but indeed they have done a great job with ensuring that areas are clean, drains are clean, and that also helped to put some money in the pockets of people. I continue to ask that you are patient and you work together with us, because there is indeed a little for all of us, but we can only do so if we work hand in hand. On Saturday, I also saw the determination of another young woman. I remember this, in the past, the former Prime Minister attested to young women who are single mothers being the solicitors to crime because the children sometimes are left without a father. And we are the ones who sometimes work the hardest to ensure that our children do not go the crooked way. But sometimes, because of social ills and certain other issues, sometimes they fall off the wayside. But we saw the likes of Becky Lee Alexander, who came over to St. Lucia from New York, having raised funds to assist helping a number of young parents, at least 4 parents, 4 single mothers from each constituency, with a little extra this Christmas so that their children can feel the vibes this Christmas. And I must say that being a part of this team, working hand in hand with Honorable Richard Frederick over the past years, indeed has taught me a lot. It has taught me to rise against adversity and know that adversity is not something that could stifle you, but instead it helps to build you, and it gives you determination to push a driving force to make things better. And of course, with people like her coming out and saying that this is the person whom they have watched and they have learned from, and I urge a number of you out there to not just look at the negative, but to be a part of what's happening. The government alone, which is central government, cannot do it alone. Each one help one. We hold hands, and that is how we move St. Lucia forward. As a single mother, a parent of a 22-year-old son, I urge people to come out, help. It doesn't matter. If we save maybe one outfit, one toy, no matter what it is, $5, at the end of the year, like Becky Lee, we can probably change the dynamics of making every household, not just in Castries Central, but the entire St. Lucia, happy. A little goes a long way. I also would like to take this opportunity to say to the people of St. Lucia that I know that you've been rather patient. There are instances where I have had sometimes to explain that it is indeed a short period and that things are looking up. But of course, your patience, I understand what you're going through, and I just urge you to look forward to 2022 and beyond, because this is a government that is destined to stay. This is a government that is destined to change the lives of people. And of course, like the Honorable said, this entire cabinet is a cabinet that can resonate with the common man, the middle class, and the upper class. And of course, as I indicated, if we all do it hand in hand, teamwork, we will get from one point of the ladder to the top. At this point, I'd like to wish you indeed a very Merry Christmas, a prosperous 2022. And of course, I wish St. Lucia the best. I wish to turn out aside from the negative. There will always be talk. But if we put the talk aside and we work, like sometimes I'm home relaxing and the Honorable is somewhere cleaning the drain, making sure that a railing is put up or something. And it's like he says, while they talk, I'm working. And if that is the spirit, I know that we can change things here in Central Castries and in St. Lucia. So a prosperous 2022 to you as I hand you over to my brother, Timothy.
Good night, good night. St. Lucia, welcome back after a short hiatus. One need only to walk the boulevard of Castries Central, the William Peter Boulevard, to realize that in fact and indeed a new team is in charge, and that this government is in fact a government of the people, for the people, putting people first. Never before have I, and you perhaps could attest to that too, have one seen so many vendors in the boulevard area. This is testimony. This is not a God giveth and God taketh government. And you can be certain that this mayor and the team in charge will work hand in hand, taking into account the dynamics of Castries, to ensure that we restore Castries. St. Lucia, I witnessed the mayor's 1,000 hampers, and some comment on Facebook stated like, yeah, there's nothing new. And I would like to say to them that yes, in fact, this is new. Never before, no business house, never before have 1,000 care packages been put together to be distributed. Never before. So in fact, this is a first. St. Lucia, can I help you, fans? Earlier on, my minister spoke of the use of the CDP money, and what he neglected to say was in fact that the United Workers' Party government used every cent of your money, the CDP money, so as to campaign and pay 3 times the cost of a contract for a contract in the hope that they would be re-elected. When they stated that Even now, there are persons asking for their money. There are persons claiming their money because there are persons who were told that you cannot get paid because we lost. That underscore the fact that this government mismanaged the finances of this country. And you can rest assured that a 5-year tenure of this government will not go through without those guys being pursued with the view of holding them to account. And like I said before, if there is a government that needs to set a precedent and say it cannot be business as usual, you can rest assured that it is the government or the administration of Philip J. Pierre, with persons like the Honorable Richard Frederick, with persons like Ernest Hilaire, with persons like Kenson Casimir, a young cadre of individuals who definitely understand that the cost of corruption on a country is too much. The cost of corruption could break any country, any economy. And we need to say to these rapists of our cabinet, these rapists of our treasury, we need to say to them, and we need to send a message. And you can rest assured for those clamoring, the likes of Guy Joseph, Alan Shastney, the mismanagement of your country's money for 5 years, they will be held to account. They will be held responsible. And it is sad that a prime minister who within the first 6 months of his tenure did away, abandoned, nullified, set aside a program set in place to provide our children with devices, computers, laptops, etc., IT devices, so as to make them compatible and prepare them for what the 21st century offers. 6 months into office, he did away with that. And what was in stock, what was left, he gave to private institutions. You now have to ask yourself, what is this guy thinking? What is going through his head that he would use his allocation to purchase computers? Allocations that was meant to help the most vulnerable, those on the borderline, school uniforms, bags, accessories. He used it, like he said, to purchase computers. How far did he reach? How many persons, how many lives did he affect with this? 500? I am certain that had he used the money in the manner prescribed, he would have impacted the lives of more than 1,000. Again, demonstration of Alan Shastney's contempt for the average person. And why are we talking about Alan Shastney? I have come to realize that Alan Shastney injects himself into the news fray because somehow somebody said to him that any mention of Alan Shastney is a good thing. Any mention, as long as you could show yourself in the news, be it for positive or negative, as long as you could get people speaking about you, is a good thing. But I like to state categorically that to me, Alan Shastney is a non-entity. Alan Shastney, yes, you are a non-entity. You intellectually challenged. That is a fact. You are a constitutional delinquent. That is a fact. Gogorish, so to speak. And why is it so difficult for the average person to view Alan Shastney as a gogo? I mean, throughout, traditionally, it's a traditional thing to call persons who cannot say certain words a gogo. And Alan Shastney definitely is challenged. So regardless how he feel about it. And sadly, I mean, are there single mothers within the cadre of persons who support the United Workers' Party? Because you could do anything to me and apologize. You could do anything to me and I may overlook. But I cannot understand how it is persons could sit there and watch their children come under attack, watch their children be assaulted, and still walk hand in hand with the individual who seek to destroy the future of your children, with the individual who says that university education is not important. With the individual who tried his best to create a workforce that is dispendable, Alan Shastney. When he took away computers from our children, he limited the opportunity. When he limited the opportunity, he limited the scope of employment. And therefore, Alan Shastney for 5 years tried to produce a workforce suitable only for the hotel industry. Receive instructions and execute. And that we must never, never again endorse. Never again give the courtesy of being legitimate in our house. And Miku North, is it Miku North, Shaman, or Miku South? Miku South, shame on you. Miku South, shame on you. And my government, whatever you miss, Miku South, hold your representative accountable. Whatever it is you observe or you recognize happening in the constituencies, on the side of you and behind you, that's not happening within your constituency, hold your rep accountable. If your rep choose to use the government allocation for the office of the leader of the opposition and give to his friend, then and pay his attendant a mediocre salary, then it's okay, because you know what? You guys seem to love the United Workers' Party more than yourself. And so therefore, if Alan's party gonna give you all crumbs to man the office when the government allocation necessitates, or the government allocation rather ensures a meaningful salary, then go ahead. Because we come to realize that the entire 43% Alan spoke about is the entire support system, the entire team of the United Workers' Party. I mean, how could you, a prime minister said that only, what 43% of his population have only a preschool education? And Miku South, you endorsed that, you imposed that, you brought that back to the house? Shame on you, Miku South. As for Bradley, I think it's already recognized that that was a mistake, and that if a by-election would if for some reason a by-election would come about in the in the Sozel constituency, they would correct the mistake. But can I say the same for Miku South? Miku South, once again, you're responsible. You're responsible for legitimizing what the entire country deemed as illegitimate and unsatisfactory. Can I help you? At this juncture, I mean, the former government found it necessary to prop up businesses. This government, with the amount of small contracts that's been handed out, or that's all over the constituencies, it could be interpreted as this government, instead of giving money to the 1%, somehow found a way to stimulate the economy. And when I say stimulate, Alan, because for somehow, throughout your 5 years, you seem not to understand what stimulation means. This government made money available to the average person, not to bank, but to spend. And this, in essence, is how you stimulate an economy, Alan. When you stimulate an economy, the money must be moving. You don't stimulate an economy when you give those who have already so they could increase their asset base and boast of the size of their account. This government is going to set it right. This government must set it right. This government cannot afford to fail. St. Lucia, I mean, the Honorable said to you early on that really and truly there was nothing, there was no money when they got in. So then you understand what it took to bring to you, regardless how minuscule it was, but to bring to you the solutions that was in fact brought to you. This government is not going to lead you to somebody else's doorstep. This government is not going to say to you, the treasury is empty. As a matter of fact, this government is saying to you, we found an empty treasury, but hand in hand, together with your patience and the commitment of the cabinet, you can be certain that we will rise. We will rise. You know, and I would like to thank or express sincere thanks and gratitude to the board of the Castries City Council and the manner in which they took on what seemed like an impossible task, the manner in which they committed themselves to redirecting and remolding Castries, the manner in which, like I said, 1,000 hampers, the manner in which the Castries City Council, in its commitment and its recognition that government cannot produce for all, created avenues where vendors now, it is now a vendor's paradise. But vendors, be mindful that some of the manner in which you guys go about dealing your craft, vending your stuff, it creates an impediment to pedestrians. And so therefore, in as much as you may want to make $1, you must understand that the sidewalks of the city is first for pedestrian safety, and exercise some level of understanding. Moving forward, those big tents, also too, persons refusing to pay the city $3 a day for vending within the city. Yo, and especially to the young guys, that is unacceptable. You cannot be selling a $5 bottle of coconut water or a $6 roti and refuse to pay the council $3, when in essence, the $3 is what creates neat sidewalks. The $3 is what creates and what pays for the lights and the ambience you enjoy in the city. It cannot be take. Moving forward, we must understand that the city is run by taxes. We have to understand that the street lights, Castries City Council have to pay for every street light that come on in the evening. It is not a free-for-all. For the hampers, as the ministers go by issuing those care packages, I would like to appeal to persons who really and truly don't need it to allow, because within your constituency, within your neighborhood, you know there are persons with greater need than you. Allow those packages to reach the persons who need them most. Unlike the school program, where persons in some cases provided invoices for shoes in excess of $500 and $700, and in some cases persons who could have provided those shoes themselves. People moving forward, we cannot build a country like this. We have to give when we can, and we have to ask when we need. It cannot be a one for all. Moving forward, this is a culture we must do away with. We must ensure that being our neighbor's keeper means stretching a hand when we can. Being our neighbor's keeper means not taking what is it we don't need and allowing the most vulnerable to go without. Attitudes, we've changed a government. Now it is time to change attitudes. Now it is time to change the conversation. I notice a number of young guys out there, and the most important thing for them is getting paid. And somehow they have difficulty with this. Yes, you will have difficulty. The most important thing should be getting a job. Because if the most important thing is getting paid, you may only have 1 or 2 paydays. moving forward, the conversation must change. Fixing this country means doing things differently. I, for one, I refuse to hand a dollar, I refuse to hand a coin to anybody who's able. My motto is 75, 80 and up, crippled or disabled. And I hold no apologies for that. There's a power with our labor force. Our labor force is becoming a dispendable one by courtesy of the fact that persons don't have the discipline to hold a job. People moving forward, you with kids, it cannot continue that way. We're not going to build a country like this. And I'm speaking to you young guys out there, y'all. With respect to the violence, it is unacceptable. DJs, the music we play, and one asks whether or not music really contributes to the madness. Music is one element that contributes to the madness. We're losing ourselves. Perhaps next year we could initiate a program where you give a prize or award to the DJ or radio personality who displays or demonstrates the greatest capacity for nation building insofar as what is it they produce. The music, the programming. Because 70-something murders or 70-something homicides in a year. St. Lucia, this is nothing to be proud of. This is nothing to be proud of. And to the young guys out there who beat up their chests based on the area they come from, and perhaps the numbers that takes place or this area may be responsible for, we cannot continue boasting ourselves based on the level of violence our communities experience. This is madness. Really, this is madness. Today we have a St. Lucia where 35-40 is a milestone. Today we have a St. Lucia where 35-40 is a milestone. Guys, let's take the commitment. Let's decide once and for all that this cannot be. St. Lucia. And really and truly, as guys watching now, I would really like you to tell yourself that you're creating an atmosphere, you're setting a precedence where your child life may be lost as a teenager. You may have to bury your child because of the lifestyle you perpetuate today. Ponder this as we go for a break.
Yes, folks, welcome back. You know, I hate calling myself by any name that signifies superiority. Because you know what? I'm just like you and just like the ordinary citizen out there. Things have always said that a man who identifies with his people, who knows pain when his people feels pain, who understands what it is to walk in mud without shoes, who understands what it is to go to school without having a proper breakfast, probably just jet, picking some orange leaves from a tree nearby and just having it to boil and drinking that as breakfast, then you understand the plight of the ordinary St. Lucian. And so I'm not superior to you. The Almighty may have just decided to bestow upon me certain attributes and certain goodies that he may not have given you. But I am just like you. I feel your pain. What hurts you hurts me. What makes you feel bad makes me feel bad. When you feel embarrassed, don't think I don't. And so I am just like you. I am no boss. I am no superior creature in being. I am just this poor boy from Miku trying to make a difference in the lives of others. And I just wish that sometimes people like Alan Chasney would have understood what it is to go through a difficult life. But that having been said, folks, we will be taking your calls at 284-6673. But before doing so, I want to say a special good night to some people. My Prime Minister, first and foremost, Philip Joseph Pierre. You don't know how you touched me yesterday when you said each and every one of you sitting around this table is the child of a farmer, a police officer, a bus driver, a carpenter. You said that we all belong to the lower class, so to speak, and that we represented hope for our people. I just want you to continue thinking along that trend. And rest assured, although God has given me, there are certain endowments bestowed upon me, I don't see myself as being better than any other person. And that kind of thinking goes right down my trend of thinking. So, Mr. Prime Minister, I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you for having me as a member of your team, selected me to your August cabinet, a cabinet that I have found camaraderie in, a cabinet that works with total collaboration, that watches each other's back. I want to thank you very much. I want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2022. To my cabinet colleagues from Ernest Hilaire, to Alva, to Sean, to Steve, to Starbatch, to Kenson, to Gender Balance, Virginia, sorry about that. Virginia makes me laugh so much. Virginia, good night to you, Virginia. And of course, your husband, Mr. Poyet. Good night to Emma, all my colleagues. AG, good night to you. Who else is in my cabinet that in the cabinet is not my cabinet? But everybody in the cabinet, you know, I thank God. I have a good team working with, and we are doing it together for our people. So I want to thank you guys very, very, very much. I want to thank Dax Norville. I don't think any minister can find an attaché like Dax Norville. Dax, I just want you to come and tell the people good night very quickly. Dax, just come and say good night. Dax is in the house. I just want him, just say good night to the people. That's all I need you to say. You just come. I will be calling on various persons who want to say good night to the people, you have the opportunity to do so. Just say a quick good night.
Good night, St. Lucia.
Yeah, just sit down 1 second. He's not going to stay long, not more than 1 minute. Yeah.
Good night, St. Lucia. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, good boy. All right, that's why Tashi. Dax. So, Dax, I want to thank you tremendously. I want to thank my PS Ambrose. Good night, and thanks to all that you have done for me and with me. My Mayor, Geraldine Lender, I want to say good night and thanks to you. Thanks for caring. Thanks for responding when I impose myself on you on all sorts of hours. I hope your husband, Mr. Gabriel, understands that, sometimes, Mr. Lender, sorry, understands that, it comes with the territory, so not my fault. But I want to thank you, I want to thank you tremendously, Mr. Suma, Gail Theebles, everybody at the Castries City Council, the members of the board, Tandy, Yasmin, Chanel, and all the others. I can't remember all of them. I can't do it alone, and you guys have been extremely instrumental in being very, very good team players. If it were not for you, excuse me, I would not be able to get the accolades that I get now. Persons see me at the forefront, but it is really a team effort, and I want to thank you, Guy. I want to thank Cuthbert Magdiamid, Lauren Erickson, and all the others in housing. I want to thank you guys at National Housing Corporation, Sidonia, Renita, Sigrid, Bino, and all the others, Marcia and all the others. I just want to thank you guys. Things are happening. A difference is being made. I am not alone, folks. When you see it happening, I'm at the head, but it does not happen without the kind of institutional support required for a minister to execute. And most times those persons can either make or break you, but thank God they have been with me. They have stood by me, and they are helping me bring relief to the people of this country. I want to thank my better half, Daniel Thomas. I want to thank you very, very much for standing by me through thick and thin. It is often said that in good times, people stay with you. In bad times, they run away from you. But you have been around me through thick and thin, Daniel Thomas, and I want to thank you very, very, very much. I want you to just keep standing by me, and together we can make great things happen. Angel Brett, what can I say, Angel Brett? Thank you very, very much. Charmin Caesar, Tim, my brother Skoll, I was by him earlier. I saw him earlier, rather. Black pudding we had together. Lucas, my sisters, Lydia, who's basically sits in as my mother, the mother figure, Lydia. Just tell Bertil for him, and Bertil will fix him up. Is how persons reprimand me. Frances, Sophia, Bia, all of you, thanks very, very much. Like I was saying, when things happen, we don't know who stands behind what happened. And one will see, for the first time in the history of the operations of the Castries Constituency Council, that we have medical insurance for all staff members. That has never happened before. We have medical insurance for them, and I was so appreciative that together we decided to pay them a bonus. But I said, guess what? We're not going to pay one set of bonus and leave the others out. And so we decided as well to ensure that the staff at National Housing Corporation receive a small Christmas bonus. It is governance with a difference, folks. It is governance with a difference. All of you who have supported me throughout the years, all of you who have stood by me, persons on Facebook, those of the Can I Help You class, who defended me when persons came down on me with sledgehammers unjustifiably. You stood by me. I read the messages. Sometimes I cry to myself within my closed circuits. As brave as I am, I have my emotions, as we all do. And, I see those defending me. I can't call you. I can't tell you anything. I can't publicly acknowledge your support. But I do so within the confines of solitude. And I tell myself, whilst 8 of them out there may want to smear you, may want to chastise you, may want to place you into political hibernation. About 25 of them are there for you, because you know what? You are there for the greater good of this country. So all of you on the Can I Help You class, I want to thank all of you for standing by me throughout the years. The Del Manuels, Fabian, Miku, Makla, Altek, my New York fans, Sharon Morgan, and all of them, Sylvia, the Elizabeth Charleses, the Marie Fredericks, my Forever After, Pinky, Karen Crafton, Pryo, good night to you, Ashley, JR, Tall, Dalak, Chef, and of course the man Cyril. Good night, guys. Thanks for being around me. Thanks for creating an environment of camaraderie that makes me want to do more. Because trust me, without getting some kind of inspirational support, however slight, one just cannot move on. Brian Ogis, good night, and thanks to you, Teacher Fifi. Eugenia Dujo of Boapatat, your birthday is on Sunday. Happy birthday to you in advance. Ensure that you leave the best drink available. Top shelf, I'm coming for it on Sunday. Mohani Oje, Tisha Fifi, and all the others, good night to you. I would say good night to Karina and Chris in New York. I know you guys must be locked on. Karina and Chris, and guess who's here with me? I have in here with me my man himself, Danny. Danny, come on set, say good night to them. Danny's going to be 1 minute. He's going to say good night. Yes, Danny. Yes, Danny. Danny, good night to you. How are you, Danny?
Good night to you, sir.
Are you enjoying St. Lucia, Danny?
I am.
Yes. This
I'm happy to be home, and I'd like to say good night to everybody in St. Lucia, good night to everybody in New York City, and good night to everybody in England as well.
Yes.
Also, I'd like to say good night to Mr. Dax. It's always a pleasure to be at your place, my brother. Anyway, good night to my wife, Petra Remy. Karina and Chris, good night to you guys. I know you guys are looking at Richard Frederick every Thursday. Big fan of Richard. And I'd like to say good night to my mom, and Marie Remy, also known as Sister. She's a market vendor. And I'm so proud to know that this lady, she's the one that made me who I am today as well.
Very good.
Good night to the PM. It was a pleasure being with you yesterday.
Yes, man.
And knowing that it took me coming from New York and being in that house meant so much to me. I'd like to say thank you again for Richard having me over there, man. It's a big thing.
All right.
So anyway, good night, and I'm happy to be in St. Lucia.
What's the name of the guys? Top Scott Street.
All right, big up to the guys on Top Scott Street. Vino, Spider, all of you guys, and all my siblings in St. Lucia. My niece Bibiana, Uncle Love You, my daughter Danisha in Barbados, Shaquan in Canada, my son. I love you guys, all right?
All right, thank you much. Let me say a special good night to Shuma Alexander. Good night to you. Agatha Gomez, good night to you. Mayor Cyril Saltibus, good night to you. My brother Kia Charles, good night to you. Good night to Bernard Haynes and all the others who have made it a point of duty to say hello, to keep on whilst we do our thing. Our number is 284-6673. Anybody in the audience who wants to come and say hello, feel free. Melissa, come say hello. Come say hello, Melissa. Feel free. Anybody in the audience who wants to say hello, you have your chance to meet to reach at least 30 to 40,000 people tonight, right here within the Oh, Nikki Cauldron is here first. Yes, my market manager. My market manager is here, one of those who has assisted me in doing everything that I want done and in making Castries the place I want it to be. Good night to you, Nicky Cauldron.
Good night to you, Honorable.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed, as you know. With people like you by me, I must be blessed.
Well, we have no choice, huh? I have no choice because, like I always tell Dax, we like Usain Bolt, you know, we move fast, you know.
No, we have 2 speeds.
You have 2 speeds.
What are they? Fast and faster.
Good night to everybody. Good night to Can I Help You class. It is a pleasure to be here. Hey, the man Black Boy. Yeah, good night to Black Boy. Always there with us. You got a call?
Yeah, we have a call. Let's hold on 1 minute. Good night. Can I help you? Hello? Okay, that person is on the jovial side of things. Continue.
Just want to say good evening to all the folks in Castries Central. I remember 4 months ago, you made a commitment to help the folks in Castries Central, and you put a team together, and I can definitely say that we will be there for the next 15 more years. Guaranteed.
Thank you.
You know,
any special person you want to say good night to?
all the boys in the blocks in the CDC, you know,
Buju and all of them.
Buju, you know, Gaga, you know, Dagat, and the entire crew, Echi. You know, just, you know, give the good evening to all of you guys, all the workers at the Castries City Council, the market vendors, you know, the accounts team, and of course our mayor, you know, for doing a wonderful job. And yes, my tag team, Dax, you know, have me going and going and going and going and going and going. You know, Dax have a thing, you know, when we leave in, he'll be like, you leaving already?
All right,
but
folks.
We are there. So Merry Christmas, and we're wishing you all a prosperous 2022 and better things to come. Guarantee you. Once you buy Richard Frederick, know you have to work. That's a must.
All right. Thank you much. Thank you much. Let me say a special good night to 2 people who are currently in the UK and are tuned in, Rosella and Martin Monrose. Good night to both of you. I'll take I know me, it's 2 o'clock, any I'll take. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, I know me. Yes, so folks, yes. Anybody else? Alan, you want to say anything? Alvin, you want to say anything? Come quickly. Linus, you are coming next, and then Melissa will be, we have a call. Good night, can I help you? Hello? Good night, can I help you? We seem to be having technical difficulty with those calls. Hello? Yeah, good night. Yes? That's who? Hey, Midland out of France? Or the brother? Yes. Quality is not good. Okay, you'll have to call us back in a sec, please, because the quality is not the best. Okay. All right. Yeah, so on set with me is no other than Brother Alvin. Alvin, good night to you.
Good night to you, Minister, Honorable Minister. I'd like to say a special good evening to all the members of the various constituencies, in particular Central Castries, who have supported this government and continue to support on the Honorable Richard Frederick in his endeavors to make this city a much better place for St. Lucians. Also, I'd like to say a special good evening to my people, La Panse Passy, people out in Mikud, etc. And say a special hello to Loretta, Elizabeth, my people who really look out for me. I would like to say a special hello to Ingrid, my sister, who has stood up and supported Richard in having him to represent Central Castries and to make a better place for St. Lucians when it comes to Central Castries and the housing ministry. I like to say all the best for 2022 as we are trying to make it a better place after all that we have suffered under the United Workers Administration.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, folks. We are getting calls, but apparently we are getting technical difficulties. We have one now. Let's see if this one will work. Good night. Can I help you? Hello. Good night. Good night. Can I help you? You know, I'll tell you something. Hello.
Doing instead of no question problem. And I know you can see it, and Mr. Bert and the rest of you on the day, that's something wrong.
Thank you. Okay, what I heard she say is that I'm doing a very good job in Central Castries. I feel flattered, but I feel there is every obligation to do as I am doing because people voted for me with an expectation that there would have been a tremendous difference in the quality of representation. And I cannot shirk in my duty to show the vast difference in the quality of representation. So for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, as long as the people of Castries Central want to see me around, I will be there and I will not lower the bar insofar as quality representation is concerned. Melissa, I need you to come here to say good night to the people. Linus, you can come as well. Any one of you who want to say good night to your people, feel free, you know, feel free. You know, everybody gets cold feet. I don't want to be on TV. Next thing I make a mistake and they cut out the clip. You know, Linus, come here, Linus, come here. I want to give Charmaine and, okay, we have a call. Good night, can I help you? Okay, Linus, good night.
I just want to wish everybody happy holidays. Stay safe.
That's all? No special person? But when you say stay safe, what exactly do you mean? Because I know in the promotion for selling certain sexual devices, they say stay safe. I don't know what you mean. Oh, the COVID. Oh, all right. Okay. Oh, no, you say stay safe. So you're asking persons to recognize the protocol, militate against the spread, stay within the 6 feet distance, and be safe in a COVID environment. Short and sweet. The man says stay safe. He says short and sweet. Good night, boy. We have a caller. Good night. Can I help you? Let's hope we get this one now. Hello. Good night. Hello. Brown Sugar Lubin. We know there ain't nothing there. Hello. Okay. You know, sometimes that's, even you, when you became a bartender 2 weeks ago, you always used to be a bar pretender. And Kayo, I need you to come say hello to your mother. Good night. Can I help you? Good night. We have a good call now. Yeah, good. Tell me. Thank you. Thank you. If I got it right, the caller said he was calling from St. Thomas. And is calling to wish us and to say basically we're doing well. We have another caller. Good night, can I help you? Hello?
Good night.
Good night.
What's up?
I'm good.
How's it going?
I'm blessed.
Wish you all the best.
Same to you.
What did you hear for?
That sound like Arthur.
Oh, yeah, that's him.
Yes, Arthur, I was giving Doug the joke today, and I said, Heather, I had a toilet, they have no paint, it's not painted, no electricity, no water. I just put Arthur on it, and today people are already flushing. So, Arthur, thanks to you. Arthur, let me just say this quickly. And those are the kinds of people I need around me. During the campaign, on the heels of an election, Sarah was busy attempting to repair a bathroom. I brought Arthur there. I say, Arthur, do whatever it takes. Excuse me. We need water. We need electricity. Get it working. I told him, come. We went to the mayor. We sat. And Arthur, so said, so done. Right now, what we are attempting to do is stop the garbage disposal. But Arthur, you see, it is people like you I need around me, you, Dax, Nikki, to make it happen, and obviously Mr. Suma, to make it happen and make lives better for everybody. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you. We have another caller. Good night. Can I help you? Hello?
Good night.
Good night. Hello?
Hi, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Good night to Honorable Richard Frederick.
Good night to you.
To Charmin and Timothy.
Yes, they are right here. They'll be coming on air just to say good night to all the people and Happy New Year in a bit.
I want to thank you, Richard Frederick, personally.
Yes.
That's Merlin from Georgeville.
Hey, Merlin Samuel. Yes, my girl. One thing, Merlin, let me ask you this. I want to ask you this, Merlin. When last have you seen Georgeville so clean?
Never in my life. Now I know Georgeville has already.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Yes. I wish you all the best. God continue blessing for great health. Without the health, we cannot do anything. So great health will be bestowed upon you in Jesus' name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Continue to make Central Catherine and St. Lucia on the whole what it's supposed to be.
Thank you.
God guidance. God honor you. May He honor your steps. May He continue to keep you under the shelter of His wings. And as you continue to go forth, I pray Almighty God will continue showering blessings upon you.
Thank you. In Jesus' name. Thank you, Merlin. Thank you much. Thank you much. Those are the kinds of support that gives me the zeal, the anxiety, the will, the fortitude to move on, because persons whose lives you impact are more than ready to tell you, yes, you've done it in a positive way, So thanks much, Merlin. We have another caller. Good night. Can I help you?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Hussein.
Good night.
Madame Doudou.
Hey, Madame Doudou Soisey.
Oui.
Ça qu'a fait?
Non, Soisey.
Oh oui, Tiroche. Oui. Moi là, yo dit moi dernier quoi, bon la place la vie fort. Ouvrez bat moun pour la petit Richard. Okay, Miss Doudou. Bonsoir. We have another caller. Good night, can I help you? Good night. I didn't hear that. Yes. Good night, Uncle Frederick. Team, when you're ready to sell your posse, and Shaman, when you're ready to send your posse, y'all could come in and do it, get it done, We'll just go through. Team, I'll let you have my place in a little bit. Shaman, your people.
Yes. Of course, the atmosphere tonight is indeed refreshing because I'm among my teammates who go out there and get the job done. And it's nice to hear people calling in and giving praises and congratulating us as we look forward to...
We have another caller, Charmaine. Let's take this call. Good night, can I help you?
Yeah, good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, Mr. Patrick.
Good night. Yes, I can hear you.
All right. I know you. I know you don't know me.
Well, I don't know everybody, but tell me.
All right. I wouldn't want to tell you who I am. I know you don't know me. But let me just say that. I want to thank you for the representation, Mr. Castro.
Thank you much.
I also want to say that I was so impressed with the Festival of Light.
Oh, thank you.
For a moment, I thought I was in New York.
In New York City, yeah.
And the super.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. But let me tell you, there is one thing I don't want you to do in the new year. Do not waste your time with this UWP users and Alan Sharp.
Okay. But the thing is, I don't like to hear him lie.
Yes, but now let's go again. I am very much impressed with the cabinet of ministers, particularly our Prime Minister.
Yes.
And the cohesion in the cabinet.
Yes.
And if there is one thing, as I said, I don't want to stop talking and worrying about it because they are a bunch of wisdom. I want to wish you all the best for the year and our country. And I can feel the difference in the country. I can really feel it as I walk around. I see it, I feel the people of it. So I want to wish you and your family all the best. And on the last note, whenever I see your daughter on TV, I get goosebumps.
Thank you. That is why, that is...
I am impressed, and I said, this is the son of the Lucian and excellent soldier.
Thank you. You know, Colin, that's why I don't associate and participate, socialize with any man who either beats women or does not feed his children. You cannot be my friend. So, Charmaine.
Yes. Of course, I would first like to apologize for my shoulders being out. The call of duty came and I had to report, like Nikki said, you just keep going.
Yes.
Sometimes I have to say to Minister when I try to see if he's okay, he tells me he's someone, I say you just keep going.
Yes.
But the job has to get done and so we have to get it done. But I'll keep it short and sweet. The boys in the CDC, Baba, Gordon, Boju, on the end of Conway, Southie, Ken, Austin, Miss Gilliana, Deborah, Miss Magdalene Cox, who so wants to meet the honorable. I will make that happen in 2022, like I promised. I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a prosperous 2022. And I guarantee that the atmosphere here says there's so much work ahead, and they're willing hands ready to get the task. So just look forward to a better Castry Central. You know it can happen. He's done it before and is about to do it bigger and better. Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me say a special good night to Alma Velma. Good night to you. Good night to you. Frances Wright to you. Good night to you. Good night, Mr. Sugar. Luther Alce. Down there. Good night, Terry Alex. Good night, folks. And of course, come with your round up people before we close up.
First and foremost, I would like to express a hearty and sincere hearty and sincere season greetings to my entry-pole crew. I mean, all the school students in the entry-pole school.
Yes.
Likewise, I tend to have a following in the Castries Comprehensive as well. So I would like to big them up, yeah? Hamilton Stephen, is a fan of mine on Facebook who said to me when initially when I got appointed to the council and maneuver and this floorboard theory came at me, you know, he was like well, it was the intent to destroy me. He was like, his comment was like, yo, no need to apologize. A soldier on the battlefield is a soldier on the battlefield. The general planning the war is the general planning the war. Them comments there so give me a lot of strength insofar as understanding that whatever I did when the war was on is inconsequential now that the war is done. So for all the floorboards who try to use my post, whatever against me. Yo, I was on the battlefield trying to get rid of an inept, abusive government, and so therefore whatever I did was necessary there. My mom. Yeah, I'm the only child. So you know, it is incumbent on me to ensure that I never disappoint this lady of the water in her eye. Yeah, and I come from an extended family, say like 12 aunties and uncles and so on. So tonight I want to big up all of them. Miss Kodra Forest, my aunt, and I big you up too, Cecilia. You know, she always tell me be careful. She always tell me careful and wary of what I see and the way I see what I see. But Cecilia, auntie, I say to you, never mind what I see. There's nothing that comes out of this mouth to be held against this individual. I dare persons to attempt to use what I see against me. You know what I mean? That is how the season goes. My daughter, her mom, her grandmother, her aunt. You know what I mean? There's this girl, the newest addition to my family. That is Alina. Richard, if you know her, boy, for the past 2 weeks, whatever word she has she just been repeating for the past 2 weeks.
Well, if her name is Alina, I'll just leave her.
I have no choice but to I would like to thank my colleagues, express hardy season greetings to my colleagues at the board of City Council. Trust me, they're like real die hard and committed to the task. Chanel, Miss McDonald, Councillor Mark, Brown, Greg, Marius, Yasmin, early on you said you don't remember all.
Well, please,
Phyllis from East Castries. When guys from the constituency give me her vibe, it's like, okay, Phyllis is one of us. You know, so the government, my camera shy Prime Minister. I would like to wish my camera shy Prime Minister the merriest Christmas ever. Although I know that may be difficult, given the fact that he's a worker, and even Christmas morning, he can be expected to be working. So my camera shy Prime Minister, my Castries Central rep. As I say to him, the task is insurmountable, but somehow we seem to get it under control. You know what I mean? Washington, the whole of Washington. Sometimes I know I'm a pest, sometimes I know I'm annoying, but nonetheless, you know, they support me and make me feel comfortable at home. Even those who criticize with a flavor, constructive way. No, they're disappointed, but fix it and things will be alright. I say to you that I will fix it come 2022.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. I may have missed out persons, but forgive me because it's been a hard and demanding tenure so far. I just want to round up by saying again, Angel Brett, I'm hoping that Diggs is getting better. Unfortunately, Mr. Blanchard, affectionately known as Diggs, had this medical encounter encountered this morning, and he's not in the best. He's not in the best of health now, but I do know that he will get better. That he will get better. Angel and I had been on the phone early morning. I had to make calls to and from doctor there, but all is working out well. And I just pray to God that given, and you know, folks, it is just what it is. It is pressure on the individual. I ended up at the hospital because of high blood pressure. Persons don't understand. You get up in the morning with 300 WhatsApp messages, phone calls one after the other. And this morning, Angel was telling me that the doctor actually witnessed Diggs taking calls. When he took the first call, his blood pressure went up. The second, it went up a little higher. The third, it went up a little more. And the doctor had to take the phone from him. You know, persons don't understand. They contribute to your untimely demise by the impositions, but they don't understand that because everybody believes it is my slice of the cake that I want. I just wish I was in a position to do everything everybody wanted, but that is practically and virtually impossible. I cannot take all calls. I cannot respond to all messages. So within the limitation of what I can do, what I've promised person is that thing about I do have nothing and it's not good for me and things are for me and I. It sickens me to let us think constituency development. Let us think constituency elevation, and nothing ain't running for me, and I do get hamper, and I get a contract, and I do this, and I. Hey, we need to stop this. In the US and those developed countries, people vote strictly on policy, healthcare, low wage control, that security, border control, abortions. Those are the issues. I don't get contract. I get nothing. We need to stop that. Only last night, a woman from Monday, if I remember, Sienna, whatever her name is. I get none. You know, this is foolishness. People, we need to rise. We need to change our mindset. When I put up a railing on the chaussee that serves as a source of danger for hundreds of people, how do you juxtapose to giving somebody a hamper, or to somebody saying that I get it is not I or me. It is constituency and countries development. That's what it's all about. You know, when this lady from Monday told me that foolishness, I'm thinking to myself, I already have a drawing for a community center in Montreal in Tree. Some of you are too selfish. Some of you need to change. Vote for policy. Vote for constituency development. Vote for the development of the country. And stop personalizing your vote. Prostituting your vote. Stop looking for the I and look towards development of country.
Richard, as you say that I thing and constituency. Only sometime during the week I was saying to a guy that 60 to 40% of persons who patronize the Bruce Lee vibe come from Marshall. And if somehow those in Marshall were to realize that if you could keep at least 50% of that 60% patronizing Bruce Lee to spend that money in Marshall would be a totally different place. But then it is incumbent on the individuals, young, overzealous, and otherwise, to realize that they actually killing the constituency, the community. I mean, how could I come to Marshall and spend a cent if my security is in question? And so therefore, moving forward, if we are to make these constituencies and these communities places where those who live there could actually earn a living out of there, the young folks and young guys have to realize that
are destroying your community by the activities you engage in. Marshall, there used to be, you can be certain that those who participate in the venue and so on in Marshall Day would come out with something. Carnival went through Marshall, but then security. So those guys, please, you can bring back life and money and economic activity to your community, but you must guarantee security, which means the attitude have to change.
All right, yes. Okay, at some point we have to stop with this I thing, nothing running for me, and it's I get nothing, and I don't get hampered, and I don't get this, and I don't get that. A politician is not there. When you tell me Ken Snaz 30,000 registered voters, or Castries Central with 10,000, Virginia with 16,000 voters in Barbados. It is 30,000 registered voters. It is not me. Castries Central with 10,000. It has to stop. Virginia with 16,000 voters in Barbados. We cannot introduce new policies. It is not me. It has to stop. We are here to push the country forward. We are here to introduce new policies. We are here to ensure that we can enjoy a better standard of living across the board. Like I said, 300 WhatsApp messages. Sometimes by the time you get to now you're not answering me. I get to put a money. If it was before, like I said, 300, 400 WhatsApp messages that you have to deal with. By the time you get to 4 days after, people, now you're not answering me. That's pressure. That's all. If it was before, like 4.5 months, that is the kind of nonsense that you have to deal with on a daily basis. And all those people, you already compared with pressure. That's all. When even 4.5 days is different from Wapat and this one, you have politicians at the same time. 4.5 months of income, but you already comparing me to zero. Tell me, when even Coco, and that's why his blind eyes and his dead self can resurrect and tell you you have every day zero. You don't understand the concept of community development, but you're looking at tell your politicians, and that's why some of you have regard and respect for you. Some of you are to grieve the community. Some of you don't understand the concept of community development. Some of you don't understand the concept of government for everybody. When I come into Black Stars, in the community center with Wi-Fi, who do I do it for? Everybody. You rent, you give rent reprieve. Who enjoys it? Everybody. It sickens me. Except we sit this year. Brother Compton Smith, that thing is that I get that thing. I this should be. I that. Look at this. Before the election, I mentioned the station next to you. Used by Brother Compton Smith. Good night to you. I know the comrades. Built in 1970 should be. But look at this. Before the election, I mentioned the step next to you to rebuild the used by hundreds of people. Built in 1970 from Mondido. The step is already being rebuilt. If you are an example, already been awarded to rebuild the whole step. It is not about how low your vote is. I don't get hampered. You're a woman from Mondido, and she has the audacity. If you are an example to your children, you never told them, I don't want Frederick Hamper. So that is how low your vote is for Hamper. You're prostituting your vote. That's what you're doing. A politician can never respond to every call. A politician is there for improvement in his constituency and by extension improvement in the politicians they never see. That having been said, and through policy of our countries, people in America vote for Trump. They never see Trump. They vote for Biden. That's not what you vote for. Not what you know. They vote for politicians they never see. That is why thank God the smallness of our country countries permit us to intermingle and interface, rub shoulders with. Not what you vote for. You vote on issues. That is why they have debate on issues.
What is more than black stars?
And your only solution is
I'm told him contract. Remember him, I ain't get nothing. Things will happen. What is more than black stars? More than black stars. I told him
for the benefit of money of people.
Just
black stars.
Things will happen. You are building people.
It will be built by Mondido residents for the benefit of who? Mondido people.
This country.
You are building in black stars who will be listening black stars
once
people.
again
For the benefit of all of black stars people.
Everything for your reason.
Within our geographical
this country forward.
that having been successful once again. All you will find yourself very Christmas, within St. Lucia, within our geographical setting, away from our geographical setting, in the diaspora, wherever else in the globe you will find yourself. A very Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2022. Richard Frederick, see you next year.